It took nearly 5 years, but federal authorities arrested a suspect in the case of 2 pipe bombs placed outside the Democratic and Republican National Committee headquarters the night before the January 6th Capitol riot. The story, first reported by CBS News. Here is Attorney General Pam Bondi on the arrest of Brian Cole Jr.
Let me be clear. There was no new tip. There was no new witness. Just good, diligent police work and prosecutorial work, working as a team along with ATF, Capitol Police, Metropolitan Police Department, and of course, the FBI.
Jennifer Jacobs has been doggedly following this story, and I'm so glad you're with me. Jennifer, what do we know about the suspect?
Brian Cole Jr. is 30 years old. He lived with his mom about an hour south of Washington, D.C., in a house in Northern Virginia. He worked in a bail bondsman's office. He wore eyeglasses and was 5'6" tall. Those are key points in the investigation. Now, major sources told CBS News that investigators are looking at some possible writings that have some sort of anarchist leanings. But at the news conference today, investigators declined to comment on what they think his motive was.
Was this suspect on the radar earlier?
It's interesting because it really was a cold case. The FBI built this on several pieces of information that was revealed today, one being bomb-making materials. Interestingly, the FBI was able to track his bank account records and his credit card records, and they were able to determine that some of the things that he purchased matched the items that were in these IEDs at the DNC and RNC headquarters. Proximity. About 3 weeks before this bombing attempt, he made a purchase at a restaurant on Capitol Hill, so they knew he was there, possibly casing the scene. His car, on the night the bombs were planted, one of those automated license plate readers clocked his Nissan Sentra less than half a mile away from the crime scene. At cell phone records on that night of the bomb planting, his cell phone started pinging right near the DNC headquarters and the RNC headquarters. And then those physical descriptions, those physical characteristics, FBI agents were able to look at that surveillance footage from the night of the bomb plantings, and they were able to determine that that suspect in that footage was about 5'7" tall, plus or minus an inch. This man matches that. The person they arrested matches that. Also in that surveillance footage, the suspect adjusts his eyeglasses at times.
The Attorney General and others at the press conference today left the impression that this was a cold case that shouldn't necessarily have been cold. What were they driving at?
That's right. They did attribute this. Pam Bondi, the Attorney General, said that this was just the determination of the FBI Director, Kash Patel, and the Deputy Director, Dan Bongino, staying determined in chasing this down. What we do know, Major, is that this really was a cold case for years. The FBI looked into hundreds of tips, and they did interviews. They issued subpoenas for stores that sold the particular kind of tennis shoes that this suspect was wearing in the video, and they just were not able to crack the case. Kash Patel indeed stressed today that this was not any sort of an external tip. It was all just good police work done internally.
Very good. Jennifer Jacobs, I appreciate it very much. Thank you so much.